Question 1. What is the primary purpose of Amazon CloudWatch? Option A. To provide a history of API calls made against an AWS account for auditing and governance. Option B. To distribute incoming application traffic across multiple targets in a single AWS region. Option C. To collect and track metrics, collect and monitor log files, and respond to system-wide events for AWS resources and applications. Option D. To store unstructured data objects in a highly scalable and durable manner. The correct answer is to collect and track metrics, collect and monitor log files, and respond to system-wide events for AWS resources and applications. Here's the explanation. Amazon CloudWatch is a fundamental monitoring and observability service that provides data and actionable insights for AWS resources, applications, and on-premises servers. It acts as a unified platform to collect and track metrics, collect and monitor log files, and respond to system-wide events. Question 2. A developer wants to monitor the CPU utilization of an EC2 instance and be notified via email if it consistently exceeds 80% for 5 consecutive minutes. Which CloudWatch component should be configured to achieve this? Option A. CloudWatch Logs Insights. Option B. CloudWatch Dashboards. Option C. CloudWatch Alarms. Option D. CloudWatch Synthetics, Canaries. The correct answer is CloudWatch Alarms. Here's the explanation. CloudWatch Alarms allow you to watch a single metric, like CPU utilization, over a specified period and perform one or more actions, like sending notifications via SNS, based on the value of the metric relative to a threshold. This directly addresses the requirement. Question 3. What is the key difference between AWS CloudTrail and Amazon CloudWatch? Option A. CloudTrail monitors network traffic, while CloudWatch monitors API calls. Option B. CloudTrail records API calls for auditing, while CloudWatch monitors resource performance and health. Option C. CloudTrail is for real-time application tracing, while CloudWatch is for log aggregation. Option D. CloudTrail stores metrics, while CloudWatch stores events. The correct answer is CloudTrail records API calls for auditing, while CloudWatch monitors resource performance and health. Here's the explanation. CloudTrail provides a history of API calls made against your AWS account, who, what, when, where, primarily for auditing and governance. CloudWatch focuses on monitoring the performance and health of your resources and applications. How well, how much. They are complementary services, with CloudTrail logs often sent to CloudWatch logs for analysis. Question 4. An application running on EC2 instances is experiencing intermittent errors. To proactively detect and respond to these errors, an operations team wants to centralize application logs, filter for error messages, and receive notifications if the error count exceeds a threshold. Which combination of CloudWatch services should be used? Option A. CloudWatch logs for log ingestion, metric filters for error counting, and CloudWatch alarms for notifications. Option B. CloudWatch alarms for log ingestion, log insights for error counting, and Amazon SNS for notifications. Option C. CloudWatch logs for log ingestion, subscription filters for error counting, and AWS Lambda for notifications. Option D. CloudWatch agent for log ingestion, CloudTrail for error counting, and CloudWatch alarms for notifications. The correct answer is CloudWatch logs for log ingestion, metric filters for error counting, and CloudWatch alarms for notifications. Here's the explanation. CloudWatch logs centralizes logs. Metric filters extract numerical data, like error counts, from log events and publish them as custom metrics. CloudWatch alarms then monitor these metrics and can trigger actions like SNS notifications when a threshold is breached. Question 5. A security team needs to monitor VPC flow logs in real time for suspicious network activity, such as a high number of rejected connections to sensitive ports. If such activity is detected, an automated process should quarantine the source IP, which CloudWatch logs feature combined with another AWS service enables this real-time processing and response. Option A. Metric filters to create a custom metric, and CloudWatch alarms to trigger an EC2 action. Option B. Log insights to query the logs and manually trigger an AWS Systems Manager runbook. Option C. Subscription filters to stream log events to an AWS Lambda function for custom processing. Option D. Retention policies to archive logs to S3 Glacier for later analysis. The correct answer is subscription filters to stream log events to an AWS Lambda function for custom processing. Here's the explanation. Subscription filters enable real-time streaming of log events to other services like AWS Lambda. A Lambda function can then parse the log data, identify suspicious activity, and programmatically trigger response actions like quarantining an IP or updating security groups. Question 6. Which statement accurately describes the relationship between CloudWatch logs metric filters and CloudWatch alarms? Option A. CloudWatch alarms can directly monitor raw log events, eliminating the need for metric filters. Option B. Metric filters are used to define how long log events are stored, while alarms monitor storage usage. Option C. Metric filters extract numerical values from log events and publish them as custom metrics, which CloudWatch alarms can then monitor. Option D. CloudWatch alarms send log events to other services in real time, and metric filters process the responses. The correct answer is metric filters extract numerical values from log events and publish them as custom metrics, which CloudWatch alarms can then monitor. Here's the explanation. Metric filters scan incoming log events for patterns and extract numerical data to create custom CloudWatch metrics. CloudWatch alarms then monitor these metrics against predefined thresholds and trigger actions when thresholds are breached. Question 7. A security auditor needs to review all management activities, e.g., creating S3 buckets, modifying IAM policies, in an AWS account for the past 6 months. Which CloudTrail feature is best suited for this requirement, and what is its default retention period? Option A. CloudTrail Event History, which provides a 90-day history by default. Option B. Configuring a CloudTrail trail to deliver logs to an Amazon S3 bucket for long-term storage. Option C. CloudTrail Insights, which detects unusual activity for the past 7 days. Option D. VPC flow logs, which capture network traffic for 1 year by default. The correct answer is configuring a CloudTrail trail to deliver logs to an Amazon S3 bucket for long-term storage. Here's the explanation. CloudTrail Event History only provides 90 days of management events. For persistent storage beyond 90 days, you must configure a CloudTrail trail to deliver logs to an Amazon S3 bucket. This allows for long-term retention and analysis as needed for audit requirements. Question 8. What is the key difference between CloudTrail management events and data events? Option A. Management events record network traffic, while data events record database queries. Option B. Management events record control plane operations on resources, while data events record resource operations, e.g. S3 object put, get. Option C. Management events are always free, while data events always incur a cost. Option D. Management events are for successful API calls, while data events are for failed API calls. The correct answer is management events record control plane operations on resources, while data events record resource operations, e.g. S3 object put, get. Here's the explanation. Management events focus on control plane operations, creating/modifying, deleting resources, which are typically lower volume. Data events provide granular visibility into resource operations, e.g., reading and writing data to an S3 object or invoking a Lambda function, and are typically higher volume and incur additional costs. Question 9. An organization requires verifiable proof that their AWS audit logs have not been altered after being delivered by CloudTrail to Amazon S3. Which CloudTrail features should they enable to meet this compliance requirement? Option A, Amazon S3 versioning on the log bucket. Option B, CloudTrail log file integrity validation. Option C, Amazon CloudWatch logs integration for real-time monitoring. Option D, AWS config to track resource changes. The correct answer is CloudTrail log file integrity validation. Here's the explanation. CloudTrail log file integrity validation is specifically designed to verify that your log files have not been tampered with or modified after CloudTrail delivered them. It generates and publishes a digest file every hour to your S3 bucket, which uses SHA-256 hashing and RSA digital signatures for verification. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel